Yes, so it has been, a good month or so since I touched this game. Thankfully, we do have a waypoint, so I don't have to completely try to
Hey,
remember
from the
what I did
stouty
or what I
stonework.
have to do. For those of you that are old enough to play old school RPGs, you must know the pain of putting down an RPG app and then coming back months later, not knowing what the hell's going on.
They've closed the road, and it's the only way from here to the Fang. It would seem Lord Kupka is not accepting visitors at present.
We have to get through that gate.
Not by force, I trust. We've attracted quite enough unwanted attention already.
By guile, then. Perhaps the Desert Hare can offer us her aid.
Rosina Dalamil, woman of mystery. But how will we find her? We know naught of her but her name.
And that she was working with Cid. Cid's other collaborators have all been people of means, the wealthiest and most successful members of their communities. I'll wager this Rosina Dalamel is the same.
That would certainly help to narrow the search. We need only inquire as to who is in charge of the town.
And that's exactly what I mean to do.
Now, while we do have the waypoint telling us where to go, I actually don't remember
we won't be getting
why
back to
we're
Drake's
doing
Fang
what we're
anytime
doing,
soon.
surprisingly enough.
Well, it's not like we've got a reason to. Why with this emergency
I
is
know that's
they've
our
shut down the
uncle.
whole mine
Alright, so
for
where
it.
do we go? Speak with some townspeople? Alright, let's just see what's at the shop first.
Anything I can interest you in?
Platinum sword, nothing. Probably nothing better than what we have, to be honest. And I gotta say that hopefully we don't, like, run into, like, a super tough fight, like, immediately.
Thank you.
Hopefully
for
we
your
have some easy
custom.
fights. Even one, you know, an easy fight that'll last 30 seconds, and that'll get me back into pushing the right buttons. But I definitely do not remember too well how to play, but I'm sure it won't be too difficult. This game's not really that hard, to be honest. And now that I've had some time to think about it, there are some things that bug me about this game that, you know,
What do
that
you
might
want?
get resolved later,
I
I
seem
guess,
busy.
but, as of
I
now,
won't
I
keep
don't
you
like
long.
it.
I'm looking for someone. A woman by the name of Rosina Dalamil. Do you know her?
Never heard of her. Is that all?
One more question. If I wanted to find the richest trader in town, where would you recommend that I look?
Well, that's easy. The Briar's Kiss. Won't find a finer smithy this side of the strait. The owner's only a young sprig, but he's got all the right ideas.
The Briar's Kiss, you say? Thank you.
I doubt this young sprig is the person we're looking for.
Okay, so where
You
is
said
the
Sid's
other
contact was
person?
likely to
Oh,
be
right
an
here.
influential sort.
Right next to it.
Influence comes with a...
Anything I can help you with, travelers?
Allow me. My good man, we represent one of the oldest and greatest trading houses of Port Isolde. We're seeking to expand our business in the region and would very much like to make the acquaintance of Dalamil's leading entrepreneurs. If only we knew where to find them.
Well, we're best known for our baths, our markets, and our smithies. I suppose you could do worse than start your search at one of those.
Thank you. You've been most helpful. Oh, you wouldn't happen to know a lady by the name of Rosina Dalamil, would you?
No, I can't say I do.
Well, thank you all the same.
Okay. We gotta speak with more villagers. I thought we did that already.
Light it for Gilbert's sake.
Looks like we won't be getting back to Drake's Fang anytime soon.
Well, it's not like we've got a reason to. Whatever this emergency is, they've shut down the whole mine for it.
That'll cheer you up. Could have sworn I saw the marker around here. Kind of just disappeared.
Mummy, I want to play with
Is it on the map? Oh, okay. See, it's kind of have to find it. Or are we just supposed to talk to these random people?
How's a trader expected to make a living if they close
Oh, I
the
see, I
roads
see.
without
It just kind of pointed us to the right direction. So it must be, yeah, it must be inside. So I mean, I have talked about the things, you know, the few things I don't like about this game, but I must say the one thing that I just kind of realized that has kind of slipped my mind. I guess I didn't really, not something you notice right away, something you notice after a couple hours. But I have like not seen, like, we haven't needed to spend any money on pretty much anything.
Fresh bread,
Right, we spend money on some items, which are limited, right? We can't just buy an infinite amount of items, or like, you know, 99 potions or something. We're limited to like 4, and like 3 high potions. You know, those few items that we can buy. Every once in a while, there are, you know, some weapons, but we're not even buying the weapons. We're just upgrading our current weapon, you know, and adding an upgrade material to it, and I think just paying a small fee. I mean, sure, we could be spending our money on those music, the orchestra rolls, but I wouldn't call that a necessity. Like, I wouldn't expect the money to just be for, it's like the whole currency in the game is just like for like skins. Like, that would be, I mean, not literally, but that's what it kind of feels like, right? It'd be kind of crazy if, like, I mean, I think people might like it, but in a Final Fantasy game, it just seems kind of strange that the money seems kind of worthless.
Let me treat you.
I need to drink.
I mean, I suppose that money does tend to get kind of worthless in some Final Fantasies, but that's usually like towards the end game where you have like, you know, a ton of money and an easy way to get it, or some grinding method. Do I just need to speak with random villagers? What is this? Okay, let's just speak with some of these
Looks like
people.
we won't be getting back to
Anybody I
Drakes
can
Fang
talk to,
anytime soon.
even if they're random. Can I talk to
Mummy,
you?
I want to play with the crystal. How many times do I have to tell you? It's not a toy.
Oh, I didn't. Was this guy? This guy had this thing over his head the whole time. I could have sworn I looked over here.
Can I help you?
Yes, I'm looking for a woman by the name of Rosina Dalamil. A long-standing pillar of your community, I believe, from old trading stock.
Then you should ask Ferda. He's been here for years. Knows the place and its people like the back of his hand. And he's in with all the old merchant families. Try the baths. That's where you'll usually find him.
Thank you kindly.
Well, the other guy just told us to go to the baths. I don't see why we couldn't just start
Sounds like
there.
we have our man.
Perhaps. Let's go and find out exactly what this Ferda knows.
Wouldn't be surprised if we already went into the baths. Oh, we... Ferda.
Excuse me. Are you Ferda?
I am. Can I help you, travelers?
I hope so. You've lived here for some time, is that correct? Do you know Rosina Dalamil? We believe she may be a trader of some renown.
And what business do you have with the Desert Hare?
She was a close friend of mine. I was hoping she might be able to help me.
Very well. Go to the Bordello. I'll arrange an introduction.
So I've been, I mean, I've talked about like One Piece, you know, plenty of times on the show. Obviously, the big news nowadays is, or you know, recently is Gear 5, monumental episode. But I did want to mention that I've just been I've been trying to read the manga to catch up to where I am in the anime, and I just finished or just got to the end of Alabasta. So it's just kind of strange to see all these people still in that desert theme. I loved Alabasta. Such a good story.
Stick your nose in our business and you're likely to lose
Or I guess I should say such a good arc. Oh, perfect. An easy fight. Let's see here. So L2. Always switch again. Oh, it's arc. Oh, it's L2 to switch. Right. There we go. Alright. I feel like I got the hang of most of it. How do we switch to... There's Torgal. Okay. I think I got the buttons down. Now it's just, gotta spend a little time just getting comfortable with the buttons. That way it'll be like second nature, and I don't have to think about it. Because that's the last thing you want to be doing. Thinking about what move you want to use instead of just instinctively know. Yeah, I forgot I had that one. I'm really a fan of that. I've mentioned it before. It's good crowd control. And it probably does some decent damage too, but definitely has its issues. Man, they didn't stand a chance. I didn't even think about it. Why'd these guys attack us?
Who are you working for? Him or her?
Well, he probably led us into a trap.
Him. The boss. He wanted us to test you.
Though one could hardly call that a test.
Lord Ferda?
Look what the cat dragged in.
Your skill with the blade is rare indeed, my lord. A fitting talent for an outlaw.
You know who I am. So what now? Call in the Men of the Rock and collect the bounty?
That isn't my decision to make. Our work is done. Take him to meet his precious Rosina. She will be interested to make his acquaintance.
Yes, my lord. To the Lock of Leisure, then.
I knew that guy was a little shady. They couldn't have made him look any more shady. As soon as we talked to Frida, dude was like in the corner in the shadows. Even though there's like a light all over the place, he was somehow like skulking in the shadows with the hood on.
Made from the stoutest stoneware.
Okay, so let's see who this lady is. I think if I remember correctly, it's a lady that knows Sid, and we've taken over Sid's identity, kind of in a way. But we don't. Clive personally does not know her.
Is this the place?
Lubor's Forge. The Briar's Kiss.
Ah, so it was the young sprig after all. So much for Rosina Dalamil being a woman of experience. How wrong I was.
It was an easy mistake to make, Uncle. After all, it must have been years since Sid last saw her. Sorry, him. Whoever this Lubor truly is, he's clearly a man of means. I'd say he deserves our respect.
See that he gets it. Lubor, Lord Ferda told me to bring them to you.
It looks like a kid.
My boys tell me you're in need of assistance. Sid the Second.
I won't waste your time. I need passage through the south gate.
Tell me, what do you think is a merchant's most important commodity?
Information.
Why, trust.
Oh.
Everyone knows that. Without it,
Well, I didn't
you
know that.
have nothing.
I guess it makes sense though.
And nothing is exactly what you have. And so, for you, I too have nothing. I'm not in the business of helping every lost puppy that wanders in off the street. I'm a busy man, as you can see.
What do you
Let's leave
want?
this mummer to his farce.
By all means. Find someone else to help you on your way. Just be sure to tell them you're not the two travelers from the inn the guards are looking for. Don't want them jumping to conclusions, do we?
Why, you...
Like
So,
that dude can stop us.
what do we need to do to earn your trust?
I like this one. Willing to do whatever it takes to get what he wants. Ha! Men like you have a special place in my heart. Why, you ask? Because they get me what I want. Always.
Fine. So what do you want?
Don't tell me you're going to listen to this swaggering scruff.
We might as well hear him out. It's only natural that an ally of Sid's would seek assurances of strangers. Assuming he is an ally, of course. 5 years ago, he would have still been a boy.
And yet even then I had more good sense than a man, 5 times my age? But enough of the pleasantries. We were speaking of what I want. I want you to put an end to the trouble in Dalamil. Return to me when you have done so, and you shall have my aid. Until then, I bid you good day.
That sounds like a big task.
Trouble! If you're going to give us orders, be clear about them, damn you!
Manners, Greybeard. One catches more damselflies with honey than with vinegar.
What did you call me?
My apologies. A word of advice in recompense. Follow the crystals. Oh, but that was 3. Oh, I'm making
So
this
let's
too
follow
easy
the
for
crystals. It's like every Final Fantasy game.
Ha! It will be easy. Solving his little riddle should be like dealing with him. Child's play. Let us divide our forces, Clive. I'd rather not drag this parlor game on any longer than we need to.
All right. Good luck, Uncle.
Okay, you know, I gotta say, I can
I
understand.
thought we were the only ones causing trouble in Dalamil.
I can understand why our uncle is not happy about this kid. He is pretty disrespectful. I'll give him that much. But I'm also wondering if he's just pissed off that he can't buy his way out, you know, because I feel like our uncle is just used to paying people off for whatever he wants, because the dude is just so damn rich. Seems to be what he always does. Alright, speaking with some more town people.
Excuse me. Is it true there's been trouble with crystals of late?
You've heard, then?
I've heard rumors.
Damn thieves. Pilfering the crystals that were meant to fill our cups and light our stoves. Us common folk have hardly had a shard to share between us these last few moons. And it isn't as if we can buy them on the black market either. Whoever's taking them, they aren't sharing.
Okay. I mean, I guess the kid is doing some... He's doing something of good, I guess.
The most fragrant herbs.
Even though he's probably doing it for his own personal gain.
You wouldn't believe how much he gave me.
At the very least, it might
Well,
help
I
the
hope you
people
gave
in
as
this
good as you got.
this little town here.
What can I do for you, soldier? Need that sword polishing?
I'm not a soldier.
Ugh, then be off with you. I serve the men of the Rock and the men of the Rock only.
You have
Sword polishing.
agreement with them?
Don't be stupid. I just know which side my bread is buttered. Don't want to be stuck under some pauper when they come knocking. With pockets deeper than Zemeckis and an urge to empty them. No, just leave, will you? Before you scare them off. Do you think they'll be back soon? I need a new dress.
I thought the dog was... I guess the dog was not allowed in the inn. Hey, this dude has a crystal. Or maybe he's one of those, maybe not. Maybe he's one of those, people... What is it, curse bearers? I think that's what the name was.
Do you have a moment?
Depends what for.
Just a question. Dalamil seems to be thriving compared to the other villages I came through on the way. Is there a reason for that?
Well, we're a stone's throw from Drake's Fang for one. The soldiers guarding the Mother Crystal and the shipments need a place to spend their hard-earned gil. The men of the Rock throw their money about like there's no tomorrow.
Is that so? Well, thank you. Don't let me keep you from your work any longer.
I mean,
think I'm starting to get an idea of what's been going on.
considering people here live in a desert,
He'll probably be back at the inn by now.
considering people here live in the desert, and that dude was talking about, you know, using the crystals for something as basic as filling his cup with what I would assume would be water. Having a bunch of people spend money in your town really means nothing when you have nothing to drink or eat. Although I guess maybe they have food. They didn't say anything about food.
What was all that
But no water? Who cares about the food?
It's you, the one who broke all our furniture.
Paid for
What
that.
do you want? Haven't you caused enough trouble already?
It wasn't even our fault.
I'm looking for my pal. Have you seen him?
The gentleman who was with you? Yes, he's upstairs, but
Thank you. I'll go and fetch him.
But what? Was he there with a lady friend?
Let me treat you.
Come on.
I'm pretty.
Didn't realize this place was so big.
Huh?
What's
he doing? Don't tell me he's backstabbing
Will this
me.
suffice as a deposit?
By the sands. That's a black pearl.
One of the many treasures in my collection that I would be only too happy to part with, should you give me reason to do so.
All right. I'm sure that we can come to an agreement, but not here.
What are you doing, Uncle?
He's trying to buy his way out of this, I assume.
Care to explain why you're giving gifts to Kupka's men?
Bait, my boy. One cannot catch one's prey without it. And I do believe I've snagged us quite the quarry. I started by asking around the markets as to where I might purchase crystals. I had no luck, of course. It's forbidden to trade in such things. But my uncharacteristic indiscretion just happened to attract the attention of those uniformed ruffians. They took me aside and said they could procure the crystal I sought if I proved I could pay for it.
So the pearl was your proof?
I thought they'd ask for more. A second-rate specimen like that would only fetch 500,000 or so. A small price to pay for admittance to the
500,000.
underworld. But enough about my little act of subterfuge. What did you discover?
That the supply of crystals has dried up of late. And some people seem to think they're being stolen. Meanwhile, members of Kupka's private guard have been spending money all over town. I'll wager those soldiers you've been talking to have been siphoning off crystals meant for elsewhere, and pocketing the profits.
I'll wager you're right.
We'll meet with them then, just as you arranged, and put an end to the trouble Lubor spoke of.
Ha! That preening popinjay thought this would be difficult. It just goes to show one should never underestimate a Rosfield. We'll soon wipe that smirk off his face. I arranged to meet with the soldiers in a secluded corner of the Velcroy, far from prying eyes.
The perfect place for a spot of double dealing.
I trust I can count on your support if things turn sour.
Of course.
Our uncle's walking around with
Let me treat you.
a gem that's like
I need
500
to
that
drink.
worth 500,000 gil, and he calls it second rate. And we've been playing this game for at least 15 hours, and we haven't even cracked 100,000. Dude's just walking around with 5 times that much money. Oh. Who are you?
This river runs all the way to the southern seas. They used to load the crystal onto barges and sail it to the villages downstream.
Yeah, let's just teleport back. Looks like we're gonna have to leave the village. I suppose that's where all the shady dealings happen anyways.